This is Money on Main Street, your Long Island business show. And now it's time for our CEO Sit Down, where we give you a chance to learn from some of the most successful on our island. Today we've invited Bill Corbett Jr. to our program. As the president of Corbett Public Relations, Bill is a specialist in media relations and personal branding. Bill, we want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Giovanna. It's good to see you and be here.
Now, so many businesses, they want to know how can they get press attention. From all of the sectors that you've covered over the years, what would you say is the overriding feature of those companies that seem to effortlessly get all that press attention?
Well, if they're not hiring a professional PR firm, they're coming up with really good ideas that are newsworthy and interesting and part of trends or breaking news stories. They have to know how to approach the media and bring those ideas to the right people at the right media outlets to get the coverage. And it's a little bit about relationships as well. You have to know who's covering what areas and what publications are covering the topics and your business.
So how would I do it?
Well, first you'd start off by understanding how a reporter thinks. I'm going to take your hat and put it on my head right now and say, okay, what does a reporter or producer of a show need? And we have to work with our clients to say, hey, it's not a story about you and how great you are. Reporters are looking for stories about how people overcame challenges, created something different, and became successful. Not how successful they are and how much money they have, but how they learned to be successful and what came out of it. And when you can tell a story, people will remember it, and they'll watch and they'll read those stories more often.
Do you have a rule of thumb as far as how much a person can expect to spend? Let's say I'm a small business owner and I want to hire somebody to help me with the PR strategy.
There's really three different levels. There's the DIY level, which is do it yourself, where you can invest a couple $1,000s maybe in education, read some books, and train somebody internally to do some of the work for you. Or you can hire a consultant to work on a project. Maybe you have a grand opening of a facility. We recently opened a facility for a client, a global fusion center. It was about security and technology. They're an ongoing client, but someone can hire a firm to come in for a couple of months, do that grand opening or a milestone event like a 20-year anniversary and get some PR coverage for a short period of time. They can use a freelancer, which could be cost effective. And then there's level 3, where they would hire a full-time PR firm to continuously be seeking positive media coverage about that company and keep an eye on what breaking news is there and see how we can plug them in.
And level 2, project-wise, about how much should I be spending?
I would think if you have a grand opening, it's a smaller retail-type business, I would say between $2,500 and $4,000 for a month to a month and a half long project.
And for level 3?
For level 3, Long Island regionally based businesses tend to pay about $2,500 to $4,500 a month, and that would be an annual budget of about maybe $45,000 to $50,000. Remember, that's an investment. It's not a short-term, trade in the stock market. It's a long-term investment like a mortgage. It's over the long haul. You'll receive what we call public relations or media relations assets. These assets are very valuable in growing your business, building your brand, building your reputation, and creating credibility that will attract the customers and business that you need.
Now, since we're in a celebrity-obsessed culture, how do we get those celebrity endorsements or get them to wear our clothes or endorse our products?
Celebrities are great, but let me tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about celebrities. The good is they do attract that attention, and if you have the right celebrity, talking about your product or service, that's fantastic. They will bring in coverage, media coverage that you would never have been able to get. The bad is maybe they're at an event and the media wants to interview them, and they don't talk about the product. They're a distraction from the product or service. So that could be a challenge. You have to make sure they're on point. And the ugly is if a celebrity is involved in a situation or a controversy like a Paula Deen or a Lance Armstrong or a Tiger Woods, their perception of what they did wrong reflects poorly upon the business that they're affiliated with, and that's something you got to watch out for. So make sure you have a good contract.
Now, let's say that I make purses. Should I send them a copy to their press person or something like that?
A little stunt to get a little action there. I've done that. I sent clowns to television studios with press releases and popcorn and balloons for a carnival that we were promoting one time. So sure, anything you can do to catch their attention, I would definitely do it.
Okay, thank you so much. Great advice.